I'm Solarstone, Luminosity.
How does a UK piercer become one of the biggest trance names within the UK scene?
What, a UK body piercer?
Yeah.
Lots of hard work, man. It was a long time ago. That was like 20 years ago, nearly. No, maybe not that long ago. 16 years ago, I was a body piercer. Yeah. How did I become? I don't know, man. It was a gradual thing, really. It's a gradual thing.
Was there a specific moment that made that? I mean, when you realized that, I mean, not leave piercing business, but that you realized that you wanted to do music.
I always wanted to be a musician, but I wasn't very good at it. It was when I first got paid. When I first got an advance for something, I thought I could actually, do this for a living. But the body piercing was, it's quite lucrative for quite a long time. I was the only person actually in that area who was doing it. I used to make a lot of money doing it, and then it just stopped completely. So I could probably do it again now. Actually, if things got too tough.
You miss it?
No, not at all.
So you recently released your album called Pure. If we start with the name, what kind of statement is that towards the scene today?
Well, the name, the name's kind of got two meanings. Firstly, I called it Pure because I felt like with the album, I just wanted to make an album that was exactly the kind of music that I enjoyed listening to. So it's kind of like pure Solarstone. But around the time when I was recording the album, I started this whole sort of pure trance movement, which started with my remix of Unity. And I noticed that there was like this massive gap in the scene for what I consider to be pure trance. And so the fact that I'd already named the album Pure just kind of took on two meanings, if you know what I mean. So it's kind of pure Solarstone, but it also contains pure trance. But it's not all four to the floor trance. There's some down-tempo tracks on there as well. But that's why, basically. That's why.
But you're still on a quest to reclaim trance, right?
Yeah, well, kind of. Yeah, I am, because the way I see it is a lot of DJs and producers have kind of jumped ship. Really, they've all kind of gone down this path of trance meets house. It's sort of I just call it trouse or rubbish. It's not my thing at all. And this left this massive gap in the market for people who love pure trance music. There's millions of people around the world who love. It's not just the type of music, but it's what's what the essence of trance music is. It's like I say, it's a spiritual thing. It's a way of life. And this kind of aggressive, hard music that a lot of people are producing now, it's got nothing to do with trance at all. And I felt that, and I feel that there's a massive gap in the market, and there's millions of people around the world who are saying everyone's forgotten about us. And that's basically what I intend to do, is to reclaim the word trance for people who understand what it is. We're launching this thing called Solarstone Presents Pure Trance. It's a live events concept. And we're going to be launching that in the next few months worldwide with a bunch of DJs like Giuseppe Ottaviani, Protoculture, Max Graham, Orchidia, DJs that I believe play real pure trance music. They haven't changed what they do in order to fit into what's fashionable. They know what real trance music is, and they stuck to their guns. And I think that there's a massive audience for this music. So basically, yes, to answer your question, yes, I'm reclaiming the word trance.
How hard was it to, I guess you had in your mind how you wanted the album to sound, you wanted it to be trancey. How hard was it, if we consider what's going on today? You did have some collaborations and everything. How hard was it for both them and for you to focus on the pure sound that you wanted?
It wasn't hard at all, because the artists that I worked with, like Ali and Fila and Giuseppe Ottaviani, they play pure trance music. They know they're not interested in being, playing this house sort of sound. They've always stuck to their guns. The reason why I chose to work with them is exactly, it's for that reason, because they haven't compromised themselves or followed this fashion. It wasn't difficult at all. It made complete sense.
How has the album been received so far?
Well, it's been amazing. I really wasn't expecting the reaction that I've had to the album. For me, it was. I figured that everybody else appeared to be doing something different, and I was just doing my own thing. And I figured, well, people are either gonna ignore it completely. I just didn't know, and honestly, the response has just been amazing. Even from other artists, other producers, since I started doing this whole pure trancing, other artists have come to me and they said, we really respect the fact that you're doing this. And to be honest, I'm not really The only thing that I've done is that I've been prepared to stand up and say that I'm proud of trance music, and I'm proud of the music I make, and I think somebody needed to do that. Somebody needed to be prepared to stand up and say that they were proud and fly the flag. So
I can tell you a lot of fans are happy to hear this as well. What was the first track that set the standard for the album?
it's the title track. Yeah, because I was just I just wanted to make music that was really warm, beautiful, melodic, emotional, not preoccupied with a sort of contemporary production tricks, all that kind of thing. Just anybody who knows what real trance music is, they don't need it explained to them. So
one of my favorite tracks on the album is Fire Island with Alien Fila. What was it like to work with Alien Fila, and what can you tell me about the track?
Well, I didn't really work with them as such. It was really a case of I had this demo version of the track that I'd recorded. It was around the time I was recording Electronic Architecture 2, and we talked about doing something together. So I just sent them that, and it was about 3 months. It was about 3 months before I heard anything at all. And then Fadi just sent me something really beautiful. I thought, he'd added that like melodic pluck there, down the thing to the top. And it was originally going to be a chill out track actually, but then as soon as I heard what they'd done, I thought it's got to be a club track. So it's just there's nothing clever about it. It's just an emotional, it's an honest trance track.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you like it.
Yeah, that is probably why I like it. I guess this is a kind of an easy question, but how hard was it to choose which people you wanted to collaborate with for the album?
I think I already told you. I just wanted to work with people that I liked personally and who I respected musically. There was a few other guys that I would have liked to have worked with, but it never worked out. Just because of time. But all the people I worked with on the album, not just the producers, like Bill McGruddy, Hannah Magenta, Claire Stagg, Betsy Larkin. They were all people who truly, they love their music, and they make music because they believe in the music they make, not because it's like fashionable or they're trying to be cool or whatever.
I got a couple of quick questions for the album. Quick questions, but it does have to be quick replies.
Sure.
What's the most challenging track?
Jewel, because it was so complicated. That track is like, it's got about 12 layers of harmonies, piano, guitars, bass guitars. Everything on that track was like, there's a string arrangement on there. Everything was like, took a lot of effort.
What's your favorite melody?
Jewel. It's my favourite one. It's my favourite track. I just love that track. I like all of them.
What about the favorite lyrics for the album?
I haven't got one.
The most personal track on the album?
It's probably Where Do We Go From Here. Yeah.
And what's the strongest track?
They're all equally brilliant.
Over the years, what type of technical gear or equipment has really changed your productions, do you think?
The only thing that's really changed my production is VST, being able to use a PC. I don't really pay much attention to equipment and programs, software. I just kind of use anything that I can lay my hands on to make the noises I want. In the days before VST, when I was using an Atari, and that was a real fucking ball ache. It used to take, basically, if your whole song used more than 1.5 megabytes of memory that could fit on a floppy disk, you couldn't save it. So you'd have to actually take things out of the track in order to save it, or you'd have to finish the track before you turned off the computer. So having a computer, made a difference.
In your opinion, what have been the oddest titles for Solarstone tracks?
The oddest?
Yeah.
Ooh, oh my god, I don't know. I don't know, what do you think?
I think they all sound pretty good, both title-wise and music-wise.
Yeah, I tend to... titles are quite a tricky thing, actually, because it's not something you can just go, right, I need a title. They sort of come for you from nowhere. They do come to you from absolutely nowhere. So I'm just driving in the car and you suddenly go, that's a good song title. Or you hear something on the radio. It's like Rain Stars Eternal, the name of the album Last But One. I was listening to a woman on the radio was reading some poetry, and the last two words of the one line were rain stars, and then the first word of the next line was eternal, and I just heard it as rain stars eternal. I thought, what a great title. But yeah, I mean, Shake the Demons, that's an extract of some lyrics. I know, song titles. It's funny actually, because when I did Big Wheel, when I named it Big Wheel, Tim, who was doing my press at the time, he said it doesn't sound like a Solarstone song title. And I kind of understand what he means by that.
Speaking about stuff coming to you, there's a special story about Seven Cities, I hear.
Well, Seven Cities is one of many tracks that I kind of wake up in the morning and the whole song is in my head. Which is kind of tricky sometimes, because sometimes if that happens, it means that you heard a song on the radio and you're dreaming about it. So that's happened a couple of times. But yeah, Seven Cities, I was working on this idea for about 2 weeks and I was getting nowhere with it at all. And then I just woke up one morning and the whole thing was there. The same thing happened with a few other tracks as well. It's the best thing to happen, really, because the whole song, it's like Voyager. Yeah. That song was completely finished in my mind. I woke up, it took me 2 days to do that one.
That's impressive. 2 days is good, right?
Normally 2 weeks. Yeah.
If we talk about older tracks, we have Seven Cities. We have, you know them yourself, I guess. No. If we talk about older tracks like Seven Cities, Solar Coaster, Speaking Sympathy, they're true classics. How do you look at them today?
I released a lot of records, and only some of them are considered classics, so you never really know what's going to be considered. I mean, Speaking Sympathy was it wasn't even that popular record when it was released. Nobody really played it or bought it. It's just, I don't know why it seems to have got some classic status for some reason. And also, I mean, the thing is, a record that you release now, that could be a classic in 10 years' time. Well, hopefully. So, I don't know how I feel about them, really. They're just...
Do you still play them?
Yeah, of course.
What inspired you to take your fan club, the Solar Swarm, and bring about the social network?
The social network record label. That to me, it was just I don't know why nobody else thought of doing it at all. I mean, the Solar Swarm was like you say, it was an inner circle of Solarstone fans, and they'd get to hear my tracks first and all that kind of thing. And it just seemed to be a logical thing to do, because who doesn't want to be part of a record label, right? Yeah. And Solarstone is basically a record label where the members choose what tracks get signed, who does the remixes, what's the artwork. It's just really good fun, and I can't believe nobody else has done it since. It's quite difficult to do. I mean, it takes quite a long time to release a record, because when you've got 80 people who have to vote on something, and they live in all different parts of the world, and they forget to do stuff. It sometimes takes a while, but I'm really proud of the music we've released.
What do you have going on right now for the future?
Well, pure trance events, that's the main thing.
Is that something that's going to be worldwide, or what is the plan right now? Do you have anything booked already?
We're working on it. You're the first person I've told about it, I think. So it's going to be big. It's going to be big.